Utah has some of the most impressive national parks in the United States, and some of our favorites. It also has some of the most unique national parks due to the very cool rock formations. Arches National Park is one of the most popular parks in the state due to its proximity to Moab, easy access, and also Delicate Arch, the most popular attraction in the park. The park gets about 1.7 million visitors per year. Arches National Park is also one of Utah's Mighty Five, which are Arches, Bryce Canyon, Canyonlands, Capitol Reef, and Zion National Park. The beauty of Arches is that it is small, it is also easy to get around, and it is a perfect park to squeeze in one perfect day. Many of the attractions are only a short walk from the parking areas, except for a few where a hike is needed. This itinerary will allow you to see all the main highlights, drive the entire scenic drive, and have time to stop at every single awesome view along the way. The best way to start your day at Arches National Park is by visiting the most photographed place inside the park, Delicate Arch. The main reason for doing this is because it requires a hike, and also due to its popularity, so you want to avoid crowds by arriving first. They say that the early bird gets the worm, and if you want to get the views without the crowds, you must head to Delicate Arch first thing in the morning. You must hike around 3 miles round trip to get to Delicate Arch. It should take about 2.5 hours to hike, so take in the views and bring plenty of water. The sun can be very strong even in the winter. You've definitely seen this before, probably in a calendar or in famous photography. Delicate Arch is one of the most iconic sites in the United States. If you are camping inside the park, then you're in luck. If you are staying in Moab, you are still very close, so wake up early in the morning and make sure you have plenty of snacks, since there are no places to buy food inside the park. Parking is widely accessible, and make sure to arrive early. When we visited Delicate Arch, it was still dark outside, and this was around November, and there was still, a decent amount of people in the park. You might be tempted to stop at some of the beautiful rock formations you will pass as you drive to Delicate Arch hike parking lot, but trust me, you will have plenty of time for those after Delicate Arch. It's important to get to the park's main attraction first to be able to experience it with less people. Park at Wolf Ranch parking lot to start your hike, which is about 35 minutes from Moab. You can type this into Google Maps. After your Delicate Arch adventure, we recommend driving to one of the ends of the scenic road. This way you can make your way all the way to the other end and stop at every single attraction along the way. We suggest starting from the north. This way you can make your way all the way down south and out of the park. This strategy is particularly great if you're trying to visit another attraction such as Canyonlands National Park, which is to the south of Arches, or any attraction in between those two parks really. The rest of this itinerary follows that route, from north to south. Next, head to Sand Dune Arch in the north. Of all the hidden gems along the scenic drive, Sand Dune Arch stands out as a total game changer. Located between towering stone fins, this arch feels like a secret oasis in the desert, one that seems like you have to work a little to uncover, but in reality, it is a very easy walk from the parking lot on a sandy trail, but it feels that way due to how hidden it is. The really cool thing about this place is just how fast the atmosphere and the colors begin to change from when you go from the parking lot all the way to the arch. And quite frankly, this is probably one of the most unique places in the entire park. After this, start making your way down south and head to the Garden of Eden. You literally can't miss it because you can see it from the road. But don't just pass by, pull over and park, because this is one of the spots that you'll want to get up and close. There are no hiking trails here, or paths, but you can walk around and explore on your own. Next, head to Double Arch. Double Arch is not just a view, but it's an experience. You get to stand under two giant stone curves that seem to defy gravity. It's truly a representation of what Arches National Park is all about. These two arches connect at the base and are massive in size. From here, you will also get amazing landscape views of the park. Make sure to climb all the way up to the top for some awesome pictures. It is easier to park at the window section parking lot and walk over to the Double Arch trailhead, which is about a 3-minute walk. Next up, head to the windows section. You can walk over from Double Arch, which is pretty close, so parking at the windows section comes really handy if you want to visit both places. Continue your journey and head to Balanced Rock. You will be able to see Balanced Rock from far away. It is literally a giant rock sitting on top of a rock formation, and it looks like anyone can just climb the rock formation and push the rock down. But don't worry, the rock formation and the rock are connected. While you're here, make sure to check the surroundings. It is an amazing area. After Balanced Rock, head all the way down south to check out the courthouse towers. These rock formations are pretty awesome. They look like skyscrapers rising out of the desert floor. It feels like you're in a desert version of New York City. There are a few things you should know before your visit. From April 1st to July 6th, and from August 28th to October 31st, visitors to Arches National Park will be required to have a timed entry ticket. You can book this through recreation.gov, and you will also need your regular entrance ticket to the park. This is meant to prevent too many people from entering the park at once and the park being damaged. Those without tickets during those days can enter before 7 a.m. and after 4 p.m. So if you truly want a whole day at Arches National Park during these dates, you need a timed entrance. This park remains open 24/7, but of course, you want to be here during the day. If you already booked activities or camping inside the park, you do not need a timed ticket. However, you will still need the entrance ticket. You should always check the park's website for any updates. We have all the links and all this information in our guide in the video description. When it comes to park entrances, you can buy a ticket for one day or multiple days, and then there is also the America the Beautiful Pass. This is an annual pass, and you can enter as many national parks or national forests as you want throughout that year, or enter a single park multiple times, and it can save you money on the long run. The America the Beautiful Pass is $80 to residents in the United States. However, starting January 1st, 2026, this will be $250 for non-residents. So where to stay during your visit? There is only one campsite inside the park, and that's Devil's Garden Campground. But reservations fill up very well in advance, as you can imagine. So we highly recommend to book maybe even 6 months in advance if possible. I highly recommend to stay in the small city of Moab. Moab is only about a 10-minute drive to Arches National Park, and it has a variety of hotels and motels of all different prices. And there's also a lot of stores where you can buy water and food, and there's also a great variety of restaurants. And there's also plenty of activities you can do in Moab. So what is the best time to visit Arches National Park? As you can imagine, temperatures can get really hot in Utah. And it might be a great idea to avoid the hotter months, such as July. July and August also tend to be the busiest times in the park. If you want to avoid the crowds and heat, then avoid the month of the summer. We recommend visiting in the spring or the fall. We visited in November, and the weather was perfect. It was a bit cold sometimes, especially early in the morning, but one jacket was enough. I personally prefer colder weather when it comes to hiking. Just wear layers and you'll be fine. If you get cold, put on a jacket. If you get hot, take it off. But if it's too hot, then there's nothing you can really do. There was also not that many people when we visited in November. The only downside of visiting in the fall is that the days are shorter than in the summer, so you really have to maximize. But by following this itinerary, we were able to see all the main spots in the park. It is important to wake up early though. We highly recommend to pack a lunch or plenty of snacks. Also bring a lot of water when you're visiting this park. We didn't see any restaurants inside when we visited. And I don't think we saw any stores. And bring lots of sun protection. The sun in southern Utah can be unforgiving. Now, what can you do right after your visit to Arches National Park? And what attractions are close by? Dead Horse Point State Park. It is only 30 minutes away from Arches National Park, but make sure you go to the Dead Horse Point overlook for an awesome sunset. And my favorite activity that is near Arches National Park is Canyonlands National Park. It is a 30-minute drive from Arches National Park, but make sure to take the scenic drive in the Island in the Sky section of the park for impressive views of these massive landscapes. And that is all for today. We had a blast in Arches National Park and hope you do as well. If you liked this video and found it helpful, please like, share, and subscribe, and see you at the next adventure.